know.
Can't love everything.
That's true.
All right. Just waiting for it to go online. Do it. Do it. And oh, I was like, did it load just to crash? But it didn't. It's going. It looks like it's going to crash again. I know it. I can feel it in my
Oh no.
bones.
No, you gotta believe.
Okay, I'll believe my
I'm not
hardest.
seeing anything over here yet, but we all gotta believe.
We all gotta believe. Yeah, welcome to part 3 of this podcast. We
Yep.
are now at a OK Podcast with Bad People, Kill Bill Volume 3, or whatever the fuck we're doing. That joke fell flat. Who cares? Music. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
You were saying something, and then it crashed again.
I think I was asking you, like, most of the music in this is from Quentin Tarantino's collection of soundtracks, right?
From what I understand, the specific song that I always remember, the battle without honor or dignity or whatever, that's an original thing, I think. But
Well,
yeah,
I know, like, a lot of the music is stuff that he took from soundtracks from, like, other things. One of them that, like, was jarring to me every time was the Ironsides song that plays, like, every time she locks eyes with one of them.
yes,
Because, like, yeah.
There's
Just because, like, H3H3 used to use that in a lot of their videos, and so it was hard for me to, like, disassociate that.
Well, if I had to guess, I feel like they took it from Kill Bill.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. But I didn't know that, so for me it was originally an H3 thing.
That's why you can't
But,
like this
yeah.
good stuff, is you're polluted with all of this garbage content. Boom.
It could be.
Take that, H3H3 Productions.
I liked their old stuff.
They're the
They're a good
weird,
channel.
like, we gotta get the fattest rips, right? That one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I stand by my point. That's fine. Everyone likes different strokes. Some people like good food, and some people like to eat out of a dumpster. So
Yeah.
that's just how it is sometimes. But anyway, yeah, we were talking about how the second movie is a western and the first movie is a 70s karate film, and that's good. Forgot where I was going with, because so much tech issue ruined everything. Forgot what we were talking about, because we were like, yeah, the first movie I really like because burp, and then you were like, this one is burp, and I was like, yep, and then God took our stream away because of our low quality content and all this aggressive yellow. I think that's why Twitch keeps crashing.
That could be. It just can't handle that much yellow.
Something Coldplay joke. Go. Well, was there anything you liked?
Yeah, I mean, like, the action is all really cool. I found it kind of disappointing how fast it is in Volume 2, but, like, the Volume 1 stuff is great. I did really like that scene that I talked about, or the couple that I've talked about that I enjoyed. There's a lot of the camera decisions that I really, really liked in this movie, like, especially when he'll shoot scenes from, like, weird angles. Like, there's a couple of scenes where the camera is actually over the set, so you can kind of, like, see the top of walls and stuff. That's pretty cool. And then there were, like, some scenes where she's driving and, like, the camera's looking at the car from weird angles that you wouldn't normally see it from, that I liked a lot.
What did you think about the animated scene in the first movie?
It was pretty cool. Like, it's hard for me to feel, like, overwhelmed by how cool it was, just because I've watched a lot of anime and I've seen cooler anime stuff, but it's pretty cool.
I really wish there was one in the second volume as well. Like, if they would have done an animated segment again.
But I guess like maybe the argument is like he's kind of playing around with styles a lot in this movie, so like maybe you don't want to reiterate that same thing, even if it
Fair
was
enough.
pretty cool.
There's something about this movie that I was like, ha ha. I can't remember what it is. It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, is this movie? I was reminded. I get one not recently, but a while ago, by a comedian named Pete Holmes about. This is another movie that has a great instance of PG-13 it for television. Is I don't know if you know. It's from the first one, and it's with that character Buck.
Mm-hmm.
Is he has that like the party van.
Yeah,
Do you know where I'm going with this, or?
I do because I'd read trivia where they changed it to like the party wagon, but they didn't change the license, which said PSY WGN.
That's
Right?
not what I'm that's not what I was going for, but it's just related to that character. Is
Yeah.
in the normal movie, when he's like introducing like that customer to have sex with Beatrix while she's like in a coma, he's like,
Yeah.
"My name's Buck, and I like to fuck." It rhymes, and he's shitty. It's whatever. Is in the made-for-TV version, he goes, "My name's Buck, and I like to," and then like there's a weird like pause that's almost noticeable, and then he goes, "Party." It's edited in so poorly,
Yeah.
and like it doesn't rhyme when it clearly is set up to rhyme. Like Pete Holmes brings it up, and I always not Pete Holmes. That Pete Holmes is a different comedian. I'm thinking of the comedian who did Super Jaime. What was his name?
Did what?
Super Jaime,
Oh,
the marijuana film.
yeah, I don't know.
That guy is the one who's talking about the thing I am. Not Pete Holmes. Pete Holmes is funny though. Watch his stuff.
Gotcha.
But anyway, like
Yeah, the Buck scene I would say though is like there were things in this movie that bugged me that we've talked about. That's a thing that I kind of like genuinely hate in this movie. Just because I feel like if you're going to include like sexualized violence, there needs to be a pretty good reason for it. So it just feels like a really gross, unnecessary detail that this guy has been like having people pay to rape her in her sleep.
it's just more stuff onto the fire of. So when she comes out of a coma, it's murder time and it doesn't stop.
I mean, that's the thing though. That's what I'm saying is it's just more stuff onto the fire.
This is also a 20-year-old movie, so
Yeah, that's true.
like that's one thing we have to remember is when these movies came out.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, that's true. But also, when we've talked about Sonic before, you said we have to evaluate things based on our modern standards. So.
okay, but Sonic also sucked back then. Is that what we're talking about? Sonic has sucked everywhere all the time, except for like the few 2D games. But no, like Sonic was bad then.
I disagree.
And he's bad now, so that's not even a point.
Okay, but we cannot go back into Sonic again. I just want.
When are we gonna have the Sonic podcast? I will do that. I will talk about this until the internet explodes.
I feel like if we're gonna do that, then we have to both play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle again, and that I don't know. That seems like a big time commitment.
You don't have to play all of it. You need to play like the first 2 levels and then go, "Yep, this is garbage."
Yeah.
Part of me actually, I was thinking of spoilers for the future of the thing. As I'm probably going to be done with Fallout Nuka World tomorrow. So I have one more DLCs. I'm looking for like one more little game to play between now and then Outer Worlds. And I was like, do I just play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and just shit on it the whole time?
I mean, that is an option.
I might do that. No one's wanting that. It's not in demand, but I'll do it.
Yeah. So one thing that like I
Sorry.
don't hate this thing or love this thing. It's just like a weird thing that I didn't even realize until doing my research. But like in the fight between Elle and Beatrix,
Which one's L?
when
The
she
L,
pulls
the K Fox?
no, Elle is the one with the eye patch.
Oh, okay.
After Beatrix rips her eye out and she starts flailing around, I had written down in my notes that like that's a fight that's like just getting going, and then her eye gets ripped out and she starts flailing around like Pris from Blade Runner. And what I hadn't realized at the time, because I'm an idiot, is that
She the
that
same
actor
actress?
is Pris from
Oh,
Blade Runner.
that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so then I was like, oh, it's a Blade Runner reference. But then what I read while doing my research was, no, it's not a Blade Runner reference. But in the scene, the actress thought it would be funny and make Quentin Tarantino laugh if she did that.
Well, that's awesome.
And he did laugh, and so he included it. But yeah,
No,
at least explains why the flailing was so similar.
we were not streaming this whole time. We're having really bad lightning storms where I live in Oklahoma, so we just kind of lost it. We've only been back for 10 minutes. And hello to you, Mr. Perp. Thank you for showing up again. So yeah, we didn't mean to end the stream abruptly. I thought when you said bye, you were just leaving. It hadn't even looked on my screen like we had crashed. Yeah, I thought you were just like, this podcast is dumb. I'm out of here. Which is an understandable feeling.
Yeah, but no, that's just continuing technical difficulties.
Odin is furious at Robert's opinions on both Sonic and Quentin Tarantino films.
Probably true.
But that is funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, did it just crash again? Oh, whew.
I don't think so.
It just went black for a second on my end and then came back. But yeah, because it's Elle's fate is like weird because you don't know like what's gonna happen with her.
Yeah, she just gets left there.
I did feel that was kind of weird that she didn't kill her. I guess like the whole idea is I've left you with a fate worse than death of leaving you blinded.
Well, and potentially she gets killed by her own Black Mamba, which like is a thing that I hadn't thought about until I started doing research. But I guess Beatrix's codename when she was an assassin was Black Mamba.
Yep.
So
I guess had to do research for that. They say that like 9 times. In the
movie.
They
said it. I just didn't remember it.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's like when she meets Vivica, she's like Copperhead, Black Mamba.
Yeah,
I should have been Black Mamba. I'm black, and I was like, this is awkward. And then they fought each other to the death.
They do.
I really liked that scene post that fight where she's talking to the daughter, and she's like, hey, when you get older and if you want to come kill me, I understand and I'll be ready. Because that scene to me set up what the whole first movie was. This movie's just about revenge and nothing else. It's about going through revenge and knowing that doing what you're doing, other people are going to come and get revenge on you.
Yeah.
But to Kiddo, at that point, she didn't know she had a daughter, so it doesn't matter. As long as she got her revenge, it didn't matter what happened to her. So that's, to me, everything that was weird about her character is just she's got to get that kill on, baby.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe it's just that I don't like characters who are out for nothing but unrepentant revenge. Because the other movie that we watch about revenge,
Bowling Strike Table Break.
Old Boy.
Old Boy, yeah.
If you remember, I didn't really connect with that one either.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, like, what was the other movie that I really liked that Robert was like, this movie's dumb? And I was like, oh, Robert, no. I mean, that's understandable. I guess I can connect with it more because I probably still am. I think I've gotten better. I was a petty person in like middle school and high school, and if people did me wrong, I would get even, but not like I wouldn't like run up and punch them in the face. So I'm used to that feeling of wanting to get even. So I guess that's how I could. If someone killed someone I loved, I don't know what I'm capable of. Not now. I've eaten too many donuts to go on a kill rampage. I'd be defeated.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know though. Like, I am also a petty person. I still take petty revenge on people. Just today,
I'm excited.
just today I was driving home from work, and like one of the things that really annoys me is when your like two lanes of cars are supposed to be doing a zipper merge, and some fucking jackass has to cut in line. And this guy was like trying to do that, and I sped up so that he couldn't get in. And then I like sat in my car and I looked at him, and I could see he saw me. And then like later on, he drove past me, and his girlfriend gave me a thumbs up. I guess just to like rub in. Oh, you didn't get us, but I got him. I got my revenge. He had to wait his turn.
We'll take that, people who want to cut in line. But yeah, I didn't know until I started working with Robert that podcasts actually happen on Twitch, Mr. Perp. So,
indeed,
Robert, between the two of us, is the podcast guru. So,
I listen to a shitload of podcasts. Yes, that is true.
I actually have no idea how long we've been going. I guess we've been going for over an hour.
Yeah, because we started at 7:30, so
I don't know how, but I'm trying to think of how long we were on because we've crashed so many times. But that's awesome. But yeah, so I can completely understand. I don't think Beatrix, even at the end, is a sympathetic character. But,
yeah,
but
I guess I just like movies. Or I guess in my revenge movies, I guess I like the movies more where they like realize that revenge wasn't a fulfilling thing to get.
I mean, do you have any good examples of revenge films?
Like my personal favorite revenge movie is the first Pumpkinhead, which like absolutely follows that trajectory.
Hold on.
But
let me just look this up to make sure I'm thinking of the right movie.
I like it. It's definitely a movie that has some cheesy slasher moments because it's like a monster movie that's following the slasher formula. But there is like a really good, almost folktale-y element to it, where it thematically is a story about a guy who's getting revenge for something he has every right to get revenge for. I don't listen to Everything Is Alive. I've actually never heard of that before.
Is it a podcast? I'm assuming it's a podcast.
That's my guess.
Because I want to hear more about your thing on Pumpkinhead, but first I want to ask, what are some of the podcasts that you listen to the most, just to throw that out?
So, probably my favorite is the Judge John Hodgman podcast. I like that one a lot. Creep Your Face is going on. Reply All. I like Malcolm Gladwell's podcast, Revisionist History. There's a podcast called Sardonicast that I like a lot, which has Adam from Your Movie Sucks, Ralph from Ralph the Movie Maker, and Alex from I Hate Everything, and they'll like talk about movies. There's such a huge list. Just open my podcast app. I have so many I can't even remember them all. Unspooled is another pretty good movie one where they're going through the whole list of movies that are on the AFI's top 100 movie list, and they talk about each movie.
So wait, is this a podcast or a movie?
It's a podcast called Unspooled.
You said Unspooled is a pretty good movie, and I was like,
oh.
And then you're like, they go through the movie. Like, it's a movie about watching movies? Is that legal?
Movie podcast.
Gotcha.
Quick question with Soren and Daniel, which has Daniel O'Brien and Soren Bowie from Cracked.
Nice.
And then also Michael Swaim has a podcast network called Small Beans. I don't like all of the shows that he does on that because he runs like multiple podcast shows through one channel. But he does a movie show called Frame Rate that I like a lot, and then a game show called One Upsmanship where they talk about games. I like both of those a lot.
Gotcha.
And then I have a Star Trek podcast that I love.
The Storm is
You're
crazy.
like, Robert. Okay. It
No.
was the Jesus about the storm. I assumed you were like, Robert, that's enough podcast.
Stop listening to things all the time. But no, like, I could feel the house vibrate a little bit from that one. So we might lose power again, but we'll hold on as long as we can.
Indeed.
We'll live Twitch a tornado hitting my house.
Oh.
Oh, if
Don't
that's
get
how
hit
I
by a
could die,
tornado.
that'd be radical. Anyway, so yeah, you were talking about Pumpkinhead. How does Pumpkinhead follow a better revenge thing to you than Kill Bill?
So, the main character in Pumpkinhead is this dad who has a kid.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
usually
guess
what dads
obviously.
do.
So he's like this adorable little kid, and like the movie starts with them like having this really loving relationship, and then these kind of like college kids show up in their town.
Mm-hmm.
They're like passing through to go on a trip somewhere, and the college kids are like fucking around on these dirt bikes and hit the dad's kid, who dies.
Oh damn.
And the college kids just are like dumb college kids. They didn't realize that he died, and they just like are like, we got to get out of here, and they go. And so the dad, in like, of course, is enraged. He goes to this witch in the hills and asks her to summon the spirit of vengeance, which in the movie you call Pumpkinhead.
Mm-hmm.
And so the witch summons Pumpkinhead, and Pumpkinhead starts brutally massacring these kids. And like part of the movie is him, like, even though he's grieving and in a ton of pain and angry, realizing that like those kids weren't trying to kill his son. They made a really stupid mistake. And like realizing that taking his revenge on them isn't going to bring back his kid or ease the pain that he feels at his son's loss. And not only that, but taking revenge on them is something that his son maybe wouldn't have wanted. And so he ultimately like changes his mind and tries to help the last couple of surviving college kids not get murdered by Pumpkinhead.
And how does that turn out?
I think he saves at least one of them. It's been a while since I watched it, but it's a movie I liked a lot. I feel like that guy's performance is really great in it. I don't remember his name. Yes, this is Kill Bill cut content where she went to the witch and summoned Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead should message deleted. I don't. Are you deleting that like for a joke through an 899? Or no, not you. I know you're not. Who is Pumpkinhead and why is he killing kids? That's the question.
Man, he's just this like weird spirit of vengeance thing that she summons out of the earth.
Isn't he just like a weird pumpkin-headed like monster thing?
Yeah, it's not literally a pumpkin on his head. It's just that he has this like enormous sort of pumpkin-shaped head. Although really, it's more like the monster design in that movie is very clearly influenced by the alien design from Alien.
Gotcha.
So it looks a lot like the aliens, only the head is not long. It's more just like big.
Gotcha. Oh no, another message deleted. How will we survive?
I know, right? Like now, I feel like Fabulous is doing this just to fuck with us. Everyone's fucking with us.
A girl summons a pumpkin. I think that's a different movie.
But yeah, that's like the way that Pumpkinhead, I guess, deals with revenge in a way that I found more satisfying. Or also like Kill La Kill is also a story about revenge, or at least it kind of starts that way, but Ryuko over the course of that like stops fighting for revenge and starts fighting for something bigger. I guess like the idea of just going for revenge feels kind of hollow to me, but
yeah, that's definitely more of like, I would say like an Eastern movie thing, because it's like Your Honor has been there's so many revenge movies that come out of like Asian cinema.
Yeah,
is because the idea of like when Your Honor has been besmirched or something like that, all you can do to set it right is kill someone and then be sad at the end of it. But
I guess so.
But yeah, I guess Pumpkinhead ends with him killing himself, basically.
Yeah, maybe that happens.
Well, he kills himself to stop the Pumpkinhead from killing the last person.
Oh, yeah. That's right. It's a good movie. Mr. Perp, there is actually a new Office podcast coming out next month that I'm really psyched for because it has Pam and Angela are doing a podcast about The Office. They beat you to it.
Oh, man, you and Mr. Perp should do an Office podcast.
That would be fun. I love The Office.
I have seen like 4 episodes.
Oh, it's such a great show.
It's very.
That's my number one sitcom is The Office.
Are there comedies that aren't sitcoms?
Like comedy shows?
Yeah. I guess South Park isn't a sitcom.
Yeah, I wouldn't think of something like Rick and Morty as a sitcom either.
Because I'm trying to think of live action shows.
Yeah. What exactly defines a sitcom? I know it means situational comedy.
I know, that's like a weird... Where can he see the podcast?
It doesn't come out until next month on the 16th. So you can't see it anywhere yet. But on the 16th of next month, you should be able to find it in all of your podcasting apps.
I think he said podcasting apps before cutting out, so that's
Yes, that is what I said.
Give those a look. Do you have any specific apps that you use that we can shout out now to potentially harvest sponsorships in the future?
I mean, I just use the iTunes podcast app because it's what's on my phone already. But
all right. Well, you heard them, Apple. You have to give us a sponsorship now.
Yep.
You can afford it with your stupid $10,000 Sam Fisher phones.
Indeed.
Oh, did you watch the Apple event? It's still dumb. But, all right. I'm trying to think. If there's anything else in that movie. The way speaking of the very important killing of Bill in that movie, is almost like comically stupid. But like it's comically stupid, but there's also like a weird dignity to it that like it's super conflicting. I think I love it when I think about it. The whole you're going to your heart's going to explode and then you're going to fall over. Is that because really, when you think about it, Bill kills Bill. It's not Beatrix. Is that he could have chosen to sit there and potentially have just sat for the rest of his life and not died? Like he could have.
Yes, yeah.
But he gets up and with dignity he just walks over and dies. But just when she does the little and then he just does this face like, you got me, like that. Makes me laugh because I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's the movie Hot Rod.
I think I have, yeah.
Well, you have a good sleep, Mr. Perp. I hope to see you again soon.
We appreciate you stopping by.
Is that they have a joke thing in them. It's an Andy Samberg movie where he's always fighting his dad because he drinks Malort. But they have the thing in there where it's the whatever name of the move is that when you do it to someone, instead of giving them a heart attack, if they like take a certain number of steps, whatever, they just shit their pants. And
I wrote down the name of the move.
Isn't it like the 5-point palm heart exploding punch?
Yeah, except in my notes I always called it Chekhov's 5-point palm exploding technique.
Haha, because Chekhov's gun.
Yep.
References, but it does get used by the final act, so
it does. Oh, does it have to not get used to be a Chekhov's?
Yes.
Gun? Oh, okay. I assumed that Chekhov's gun just referred to the idea that if you have the gun, then it has to get used.
Well, it might. Sorry, I don't know. It's Chekhov's gun is a gun that gets at least pointed to and goes, there is a gun, and then it needs to be, then it has to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah. That was cool. I'm trying to think of some other just really good moments. The death of...
the fight against Go-Go is like a particularly cool one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Go-Go is just like a
Quentin
weird
Tarantino
character.
Got hit in the face during that by Go-Go.
Damn.
Yeah, there's like a particular scene where she's like flinging the thing towards the camera, and I guess he was like right in the wrong spot and got hit.
I wonder if that was really metal. 'Cause if she hit him with that metal ball, that would have fucked him up.
Yeah.
But that was a good one. That was like another one of those moments where it's just, this is just more examples of monsters fighting monsters. Is Go-Go is this terrible person. Play the Kill Bill song. I would, except they would mute the shit out of that part on the VOD. But I will tell you, the song is called A Battle Without Honor or Dignity, I believe. I'm going to Google it.
Yeah. I will say, though, I absolutely...
Honor or Humanity, that's what it is.
Honor or Humanity. I hated the rockabilly music, especially the woohoo, woohoo. That is one of the most irritating songs that has ever been made.
You love it, though. It's in all the best ads.
I do not love it. I deeply despise that song.
Is that a rockabilly song, though?
That's what it said on screen in the subtitles.
Oh,
rockabilly
okay.
Music plays, but
maybe. But yeah, I know exactly what song you're talking about. I've heard. Isn't that what Expedia uses for its commercials?
I don't really like. The only thing that I watch that has commercials is Hulu, and I don't think I've seen those. But
you don't just watch
we don't have
commercials
cable.
Just everywhere. You know, just go outside to find commercials.
Not generally, no.
All right. Well, what else? What else you got? I know you have at least some more trivia.
I do have some more trivia. Let me look in my notes. At least I have a couple pieces. I've spread some of my trivia out as we've talked, so I don't have as much to unload as usual. But one kind of cool thing, the shot of Beatrix slicing a baseball in half was something that was done for real by Zoe Bell, who was Uma Thurman's stunt double.
When does that happen?
I think it's in the fight against Vivica Fox. I could be wrong, but
I can't remember when she slices a baseball in half.
Yeah. One of the things that I have here is about how many gallons of fake blood were used. Do you want to take a guess? Between both of the movies.
Oh, okay. Because I know specifically, like, I remember hearing a number for during the fight with the Crazy 88s. How much blood was thrown everywhere. I'm going to say 500 gallons.
Pretty close, actually, yeah. Between both, it was 450 gallons of fake blood.
Nice.
So this is actually the last of my facts, because we got through a lot of them already. But you want to guess what the budget was for swords and sword accessories?
$10 million.
Not quite that much. It was $60,000.
Oh, that's not nearly enough.
You don't think that's a lot to pay for swords?
Not for a Hattori Hanzo authentic blade.
Yeah.
They can cut through baseballs. That is a lot. It's like how, I forget how many thousands upon thousands of dollars they had to spend on replacement Hobbit feet for the first Lord of the Rings movie alone. Because you just run and they just destroy them, so they had to use like 20 of them a day or something.
That's a lot of Hobbit feet.
Hobbit feet are gross. Will, do you like Hobbit feet? Are you still there? He's probably
Quentin Tarantino probably likes Hobbit feet.
He definitely likes Hobbit feet. Aside from the... Oh. 10,000... What?
Oh, that's probably what was spent on Hobbit feet.
Oh, no.
I bet he knows that. I remembered one other scene that I thought was really, really cool.
Yes.
Was the silhouette fight scene.
Mm.
Which I guess is still like part of the club scene, but it was cool. And I did genuinely laugh also in that like club fight scene when she keeps slicing that guy's sword off and then just like spanks him and he runs away.
That is a good one. I don't know, there's in Tarantino movies, especially like that one, there's just this weird juxtaposition of like weirdness and goofy like slapstickness with like very serious everything else.
Yeah.
What was I gonna bring up? Fuck, what were we talking about just before we got into this? We're talking about swords.
The sword budget, yeah.
Sword budget. We talked about Hobbit feet. Oh, feet. Yep. No! The stream.
Oh no.
Are we still good?
Oh.
Yes.
Nice.
Wait. Nope. Are we good on your end?
It's moving right now.
Okay.
It kind of looks like it's gonna.
It looks like it's
work.
fine. It's fine. Just crashing on my end, I think, because of the storms. But is aside from the first movie where she's like wiggling her toes and the camera is focusing on it, I can't really think of too many like feet money shots in this movie.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of people who are barefoot. Like the Japanese band that's doing the rockabilly music had a lady who's barefoot. I think there are a couple of other barefoot scenes.
Okay.
Truck one definitely stands out because that one is like you said, that one is foot money shot city.
Mm.
But I don't know, like I didn't want to get too into that because I like it's weird, but I don't want to kink shame.
It's not about kink shaming. It's
Like,
just more like kink pointing out.
It's just kind of funny to point out, I guess.
Because I remember a lot more of that sort of stuff in oh god, what is that? Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction has a whole bunch of Uma Thurman's feet. Like there's just a part where they're like riding in a car and she just has her feet out the windows, and like you just watch them. But hey, everyone likes the thing that they like. Some people like feet. Some people like poop. Some people like to poop on feet.
Indeed.
Those people are kind of weird, but hey.
You know what? If they can find someone who likes to have their feet pooped on, then more power to them.
Welcome. Oh man, I should have put the LGBTQ 9 other letters plus tag on our thing.
Yeah.
People who put that on there and then just have a normal like stream that has nothing to do with that, it just feels weird.
I guess maybe you're saying like this is a safe place where anyone can come and hang out and we're all gonna be cool. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that should just be the default thing. I think they should just do the opposite and just have a not cool with it, and then you know to avoid that one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a bunch of people that I follows and then have come to unfollow because I don't really care about their content who just have that on every one of their streams, even though they're just playing Skyrim. And I'm just like, it feels like they're baiting for it. And I'm just like, oh, this is CJ's Twitch rant of the day. And now it's over because it just crashed the stream.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
No.
They heard me shit talking.
Is it for sure going down?
Is it down on yours?
I mean, it's currently rotating, but sometimes
rotating?
Well, it has the little like spinny thing in the middle.
Oh, okay. It's back, but it's going to keep freezing, so we probably don't have much time left.
Time to wrap it up?
Probably.
That's okay. I just looked through the rest of my notes. I think we've hit all my good stuff, so.
I definitely have a video game topic I want to talk about. But
okay, awesome.
What movie do you want to do for next time?
Oh, the stream, now it dropped on my end. But I mean, we can talk anyways.
Yeah, if it comes back, it comes back. It's still going on my end, so.
Okay, yeah, it's come back on my end now. Actually, I did have a couple of movies that I'd really like to see because I've been reading one of the books that I'm reading right now. Is Making Movies by Sidney Lumet. But I've only actually seen one of his movies, which was Network, and I watched that when I was younger. And I'd really like to see another of his movies.
Okay.
I picked two that I'd particularly like to see, which would be either 12 Angry Men or Murder on the Orient Express. Do either of those sound like a good time to you?
I've seen 12 Angry Men. It's very good. Because we talked about it. We talked about that on the podcast before.
I remember you've said very good things about it before.
Murder on the Orient Express. Like, is that the new one?
The original one, not the new one.
Let me just look that up, see if I can... The 1934 film or 1974? There's three.
I'm guessing 1974.
Okay. Yep.
Let me make sure.
With Sean Connery.
Yeah, it sounds like it's got a pretty star-studded cast.
Yeah, I'm up for doing that one. That one sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, is it on Prime Video to watch for free?
Oh, that's what it says on IMDb.
Yes.
That's super nice.
There we go.
Hell yeah, brother.
Now, me and Will were talking about that earlier. Do you guys do that to sound like Hulk Hogan?
I'm assuming, I don't know if that's like specifically why they do it. It's just like a meme in our house.
Okay, because like just every time I hear you do it, I'm like, hell yeah, brother. It's either that or it's very close if you say it with a slightly Texan accent. It's what Stone Cold Steve Austin would say.
Hell yeah, brother.
It has a very wrestler thing to it. And I'm just like, why do we have a wrestling podcast? Damn it, that's what we were going to do. I was going to suggest as we do Ready to Rumble this week, but Sidney LeMay's probably a better movie. Okay. Anyone in the audience, hold me to this, is that next week I'm going to bring up Ready to Rumble starring David Arquette and another person who was in the Ocean's 11 film who drove like the RC cars, and that's in Oliver Platt and then Diamond Dallas Page and then Booker T and Goldberg. I'm going to stop naming wrestlers now because I remember everyone in that movie. And we're going to maybe watch it unless Robert's like, I don't fucking want to watch that movie. CJ, you dumb idiot. All right.
We can probably watch it.
Murder on the Orient Express. And what I wanted to talk about was in honor of Iceborne coming out, the new Monster Hunter expansion. Mm-hmm. I want to spoil all of it just so Will won't watch our podcast.
I love this idea.
That's a series very known for its food. I'd like to talk about food in video games.
Okay.
And I know you've played a number of games that have prominent cooking mini games or food that looks whatever, because we were talking about it not too long ago.
Yeah.
So maybe we have some stuff to talk about. I have some stuff I can talk about.
Finally, we'll be able to talk about Senran Kagura Bon Appetit.
Is it Bon Appetit? Is that what because I can never remember what...
I think it is. I can't remember for sure.
That was 100% one of the games I wanted to talk about.
Perfect.
Excellent. All right, so we got that good. We got some people here. We're going to raid in. We appreciate everyone who stopped by. Mr. Perp, 31899. Which I want to ask them if, is that what they like to be called? Or do they have, a shorter name that they like? Oh. Not Nudes of Dudes. Zero Gravity Theater got off. All right. Woo, no. I'm not sure what he's knowing. I'm not sure what he was wooing. But I guess we'll visit Nudes of Dudes. She's all right. And her name makes me chuckle. So.
No spoilers for Iceborne.
Oh, okay.
The stream must be pretty behind.
Tomorrow will be more Fallout in the morning, and then we're going to do one more stream of Evil Within 2 before moving to Borderlands, but then we'll come back and pick it up. But the morning stream will be about an hour later because I have a work thing I have to do, so it won't start until about 1. For anyone who cares. But